Dear Diary, today I decided to push my luck further and accept another mission from the Chief of Police. Apparently there was a second camera in the office on the night of the murder. This could be just what I needed to clear my name, or to incriminate myself anyway, I thought at the time. I questioned the police chief on the new information, and he was very helpful with his answers. Fresh and raring to go after spending a mission investigating my own apartment, I scoped out the DataSec facility. The main objective was to get in there without violence, so I'd have to be careful of the glass floor, as the noise it makes could get me shot, but also had to be careful to not accidentally injure the guard while I broke through the floor. In the end, I expertly made it through the glass without alerting anyone important. While setting up an exit for myself, I hacked some more of the building and got to work setting things up to get into the secure room. A bit of simple hacking and rewiring later, rewiring a suspiciously convenient sound sensor, and once again annoying the lift engineers, I was able to leap into the room and hack the computer to get the data I needed. I decided to take the lift down to see what was going on in the depths of the building. There was a locked door which meant I had to see what was inside it. Once again using the lift to open another door, I went in and helped myself to a laptop. The data on this laptop made me a bit suspicious, however. It seemed very important. I mean, we need to know who was being set up for this makeout session. All data in hand, I had to get out of the building, forgetting that of course the ceiling wouldn't open when I went up the lift because I unwired the sound sensor. Taking my frustration out on the people who would have to work in the basement, I once again wired up the sensor and took a very boring lift ride. Being a bit indecisive, I decided to open a door on the top floor as well, to avoid having to use the ceiling I fell down from to get out again. So one more lift ride and I was out of the room, hightailing it out of the facility. Leaving no witnesses apparently, because no one thought that the giant broken ceiling was abnormal. Riding my luck wave, I handed over the file. To my surprise, the police chief put the file there to test my allegiance, since I matched every bit of information they had on the killer. Maybe I should be destroying the evidence rather than just handing it over all the time. I decided to change my ways from then on, and told the police chief about some of my former missions. He seemed confused that I was helping him investigate myself, but it wasn't my fault they had the wrong end of the stick on who the killer was. After agreeing that I was perfectly sane and normal, I relayed my current suspicions to the Chief of Police, and he agreed that his men were just lazy idiots. He also said something about gunshots and the police not responding, but I was too busy giggling to myself to hear. After all, that was a load of money I made from all of this. Next I contacted Rook to get my next mission. We had a trace on the item that I stole from Intex that I then stole from Rook for Intex, and I shall stop before I confuse myself any further. It was time to break in, take the fake item back, and nab any interesting tech on the way. I got to the building and there was a guard on the second floor, so I probably wouldn't be able to just jump up like normal because it would end badly for me. Instead I opened the front door and purged, waiting for my moment to strike. One guard down. I went upstairs and swiftly but carefully dealt with the next one, hacking more of the building as I did. I told the security camera to open a door on the second floor, and it did, accidentally alerting the outside guard at the same time by beating him in the head. I had to be careful with the guards on the other building however, so I turned the lights off to get them away from the doorway. But for some reason the second guard was unfazed by the sudden lack of light, but apparently switching them back on again confused him. Planning ahead, I wired the electrical socket to the motion sensor and went downstairs to properly time my attack, running through at the right time. After realising I wired it up the wrong way, corrected this and then it finally worked properly. Leaping over to the other building, I bided my time, waited for the guard to move and struck when the trousers were hot. I now had free reign of the top floor, and could open the door to the prize. Unfortunately, a guard was watching the door and would probably shoot me if I tried anything, so first I rigged the lifts, and face planted in front of the camera to activate them. Now I could open the door and quickly leap away before the guard would turn around, except he didn't turn around for some reason. Turns out to be a loss for him. Hacking more of the building and opening more doors, I nabbed the items Rook wanted, and leapt up to the top floor to nab me another laptop. It had some important business emails on it, but I wasn't sure the business plans were solid, so I ignored them. With all items in hand, I leapt to victory. So there we have it, Diary. 2 more missions down, a happy but confused Chief of Police, and I suspect a very angry Intex CEO, based on the vulgar messages he's been sending me anyway. Not bad for a couple of days' work.